Adrienne Ballion was a part of two very popular girl groups, 3LW and the Disney juggernaut, the Cheetah Girls. Within those girl groups, she had many standout moments that positioned her to be a solo artist, yet she refused to go solo, marking a rarity in the case of pop groups, especially considering she was a popular member in both groups and had established herself as a young star. Adrienne's musical journey began after she was spotted by a producer and became a part of the trio 3LW, the name standing for Three Little Women. The other members were Keely Williams and Naturi Naughton. 3LW would achieve immediate success with their debut single, No More, Baby I'ma Do Right, which is a standard thousands R&B flavored pop song about telling a guy off. The song would nab the group's first and only top 25 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Their self-titled debut album released in 2000 would go on to sell over 1 million copies, but the group would have a rocky path from there on out. They were almost put in limbo by their label until a fan campaign saved them. Eventually the group would return with music with their 2002 album, A Girl Can Mag, which had a bit more of a mature image and sound. Unfortunately, their second album and entire group would be derailed by infighting. Naturi Naughton revealed that she was being mistreated by the management and other members on the Wendy Williams show, and that Keely Williams threw a hot plate of KFC in her face. According to Naturi, she did want to continue the group, but was forced out. This type of story coming from a young girl group that's supposed to be a sisterhood obviously was not well received by their young fanbase, and the departure of Naturi greatly affected 3LW's popularity and led to underwhelming sales of their second album. Adrienne and Keely would continue on with the group as a duo and even had a replacement join, but it didn't work out, so they pivoted into another girl group. That girl group would be the Cheetah Girls. It was a smart decision due to 3LW's very obvious decline, and it would help revamp their images, due to it being a part of the Disney machine. Although they attempted to continue on with 3LW, the Cheetah Girls eclipsed it, resulting in 3LW's third album never being released. The Cheetah Girls were an on-screen group that eventually became a real group that went on to achieve tangible success on the charts and in sales. Just as her time in 3LW, Adrienne was one of the lead members. The Cheetah Girls were composed of Raven Simone, who played Galleria. Simone was the initial lead singer, Sabrina Bryan, who played Dorinda, Adrienne, who played Chanel, and Keely Williams, who played Aqua. The Cheetah Girls were known for their diversity and themes of girl power. The Cheetah Girls marked a new era in Disney, and their movie was the first Disney Channel original movie musical. The first film was released in 2003 and was an instant success. The soundtrack sold 2 million copies in the USA alone, spearheaded by songs like Cinderella and Cheetah Sisters. Following the success of the soundtrack, they also recorded a Christmas album titled Cheetah-licious Christmas. The immediate success of the Cheetah Girls would lead them to being turned into a franchise, with various different forms of merchandise. By their second movie in 2006, they began to try to establish themselves as a real girl group. The movie premiered with the highest ratings for a Disney original movie at that time, and they even went on tour. The girls had an interest in expanding their fanbase to a bit of an older audience, while not completely distancing themselves from their core fanbase. Raven would eventually leave the group to focus on her solo career, which would leave Adrienne to handling most of the lead vocals. In 2007, the girls released their first true album that was not related to the Cheetah Girls movie. The album is titled TCG. However, the album did not match the success of their soundtracks. By 2008, the Cheetah Girls would wrap up with their final movie, The Cheetah Girls One World, which took place in India. After the group disbanded, Adrienne signed a deal with Def Jam and finished an entire album. The album was reportedly titled Unapologetic, and according to Adrienne, featured a lot of outspoken material. However, she was insecure about her work. Not only did she struggle to find an identity outside of her group, but she also didn't like the sound of her voice, or that people told her she sounded young.
One, I'm scared to fail. So I've had this solo album, people, that I've been saying is coming out for the last 5 years. I'm scared to fail. I don't like the sound of my own voice. What? Wow. And that's honest. In 3LW, I probably enjoyed the music side more. because it was like R&B. It was more of my thing. But I felt like in Cheetah Girls, they praised the fact that I sounded so young. And as a 31-year-old woman, sometimes I hear myself recorded, and I still think I sound really young. But for a long time, I think when I finished Cheetah Girls, I got a record deal at Def Jam, and it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. Like, there was so much more to music than just what I love about music. I grew up singing in church. I sing every day. Nobody knows it, but I love to sing.
I hear it every day.
And I felt like the music business was different than when I got in the game at 16 years old. It was about music and talent and singing, and to step out on my own and let my voice be heard, I'm scared. I'm scared.
Why?
Like, what if people don't like it? Or what if it's not, I don't know, what if it's not successful? Like, I almost have been saying I would rather it not come out and just say, well, it just never came out, than for it to come out and be whack.
Adrienne had been in 2 girl groups for her entire musical career at that point in time. So it does make a lot of sense as to why she struggled to find her identity as a solo artist. Adrienne would also say that she loves to sing, just not in front of people. But in recent years, she seems to have come out of her shell more. In 2017, she released her Christmas album titled New Traditions. She also collaborated with her husband, Israel Houghton, on a gospel record in 2021. As she got older, she admitted that she actually likes being in a group.
I like to say that I am the perpetual girl group member because I actually do love working in groups. There is something I feed off of that energy of us being able to come together and sing.
And that's fair. Some singers aren't meant to be or simply don't want to be solo stars and operate better within a group. Regardless, Adrienne has continued her career outside of music, being a talk show host on the daytime Emmy Award-winning show, The Real, which wrapped in 2022. And she's now having a full circle moment, appearing on the That's So Raven spin-off series, Raven's Home, where she reprises her role of Alana while working alongside fellow Cheetah Girl, Raven Simone.